I'm late. So day 14 and 15. It's about court cards, isn't it? So I'm just gonna wrap it up in one. And I've decided to change things a bit. I didn't find it clear, didn't inspire me. So I thought I would show you my favorite court cards and some controversial ones. So the first one is from the Gorgon's Tarot by Dolores Ficci. Now, it's a great deck. I do like black and white deck. There's a bit of red, but I mean, it's mainly black and white. It's round, but they're huge. I think they printed them too big, and if I remember well, there's another smaller edition. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is, I love their court cards. Well, I love all their cards. For example, the Knight of Cups. Well, um, I don't know. I just find the design just really nice. The clothes, I like design, so it really talks to me. And there's so many elements to go on. The texture, just of the soil, for example, and the water, and the flowers, and the stars, and the fish, and the horse, and the night, and the fence at the back. There's so much that I really like this card. So I'll just show you some of my favorite. I mean, I like them. I'd like to meet them. I just find them great. Whoops. So, yeah, I'd like to have conversation with them. And to me, I believe that, to understand court card better, they would be ones that would inspire me to talk to them. Look at his boots and his tunic. Oh, lovely one too. So, you know what I mean? I just like them. I like these guys. Look at him with his long hair. I don't know if it's a raven up there. And I like the way he's dressed and his horse, the black cat. There's so much. Just very inspiring. And this one too. It's got a big snake. If you know what I mean. So anyway, they are my favorite court cards out of all the decks. I mean, there's others I like, but these, I really like them. I think all of them can bring you some insight, some different insight, different person. I can feel the personalities in them. I like the way they're dressed. I like all the animals that are with them. So that's what they have in common. That's the back if you haven't got this deck. Now, I'd like to talk about the kings in tarot of the sacred feminine. It's mainly a feminine deck, as it says, but it's based on mythology, right? And I spend all my Sunday just going card by card, reading the booklet, getting to know them, and I really love this deck. And I still don't know which category I'm going to put it on, but be it between a deck I will read past lives with, or ancestors healing maybe with, or contacting guides. I'm still not sure. It's a deck that's between them all, so I need to do spreads now and see what would work. But there's 4 kings and all the kings die, right? And I know some people don't like this deck because of it. So I must say, I wondered for a while, am I gonna take the kings out? But then a deck without the kings, you know what I mean? It's a little bit weird. I know some people take cards of decks. I mean, from oracles who have no system, I don't mind. But a tarot, I feel like I would kill them too. So I thought I would look more into it. Um, Please excuse me because I have to read. I don't know all the stories by heart yet, but let's start. So, as you can see here, that once again the king is dead, and it's the King of Cups, right? So, that King of Cups. So she's Astarte and or Aphrodite for the Greeks and Venus to the Romans. Okay, so the guy who's dead there is Adonis. So Adonis loved hunting. He spent most of his time pursuing his passion around Byblos. Aphrodite, madly in love with this young man, followed him in all his tours. One day he was hunting in a location called Afka when he came across a wild boar and fought it, and the boar bit him in his leg. Aphrodite rushed beside her lover and attempted to save him. Adonis succumbed to his injuries. So you see the wild boar at the back, and well, he killed him. So his blood was spread on the ground, giving birth to anemones, the flower you can see at the front, right? And and thereafter was mixed with the nearby river, and the water became red. And since then, the river is known as Na Adonis. Thereafter, the goddess celebrated her lover's death every spring by organizing large parties. So, what it means, this card, is that his power gives life to regenerate the earth. So, he gave his blood for the earth to regenerate. So, this card is about regeneration, as in material regeneration. And I just find it very beautiful. Once you know the story, I know it's gore. I know it's a bit harder. You'd like to see, the king on his throne with his cup and being all romantic. Um, but that's not the case because his blood goes in a river, and that's where the cup is, and the water will nourish the earth. So it's a very nourishing card. I know it doesn't look like it. I know. But that's the story behind it. Three more. The second one is uh, the King of Swords. So that's the most shocking to everybody. There's nudity, sorry, I didn't warn. Okay, the King of Swords. So it's Cybele and Attis. It's the story of the Frisian grey mother goddess Cybele's tragic love for the mortal Attis. So he's a mortal and she's a goddess, okay? It is also a story of self-mutilation and regeneration. You will see that all the kings are about regeneration in this deck. The story goes that when Cybele, one of Zeus' would-be sex partners, rejected him, Zeus wouldn't take no for an answer. While his victim slept, the great philanderer spilled his seeds on her. Right? This divine method of procreation was also used to produce Athenians parented by Hephaestus and the virgin goddess Athena. But anyway, in due course, Cybele gave birth to Agdistis, a hermaphroditic demon so strong and wild the other gods feared him. In their terror, they cut off his male sexual organ. So it's the demons, hermaphroditic demon so strong. No, it's the other gods that cut off his male sexual organ. From its blood sprang an almond tree that you can see at the back, right? So what does it mean? Well, it means that the energy here is focused on the action. I know it sounds weird because it's a whole story of tragic love, self-mutilation, but once again, regeneration. So you could take it like it's got the energy of the 10, but being supreme, that regeneration. It's the top of the sword, like would be any king, right? But with sacrifice. Next, King of Wands. That's a better There's no like gory picture on this one. So it's Inanna Ishtar's descent to the underworld and the chakras. So this is a chakra card actually. So the number 7 plays a prominent role in a myth of the descent of the goddess. The 7 gates of the underworld are actually a metaphor for the 7 chakras. The 7 level of the ziggurat, it's a temple, which was seen as the seat of the power of Inanna Ishtar. And the 7 levels of consciousness. As Inanna or Ishtar passes through each gate to the deep below, she's also descend from the highest level of divine consciousness to the lowest. So she will go basically from the crown chakra to her red chakra, right? At each gate, she must surrender to the gatekeeper aspect of the me until her personality structure is completely dissolved. So she's got to give something up at each gate, each chakra. Now I have the details, I won't read them here, it's going to be a 2 hours video, but she ends up naked. You know, every veil of her and her clothing and herself are gone on each level of the chakras. So what does it mean? It means initiation, and it means vital forces in a woman. So it's all about the Kundalini forces too. So very, very powerful card. And obviously when you look at it, I mean, this one is more talking, it's less gory. And you can think of the veil like the veil of confusion or the veil of illusion leaving, right? So that could be it. And the last one, the King of Pentacles. It's a bit of a dark one. I can't make it lighter. It's Welsh. It's Ceridwen. With the fawn, he will kill once he becomes a stag. I don't know if you can see the fawn on his lap. But anyway, the stag is Beltane, the god who dies and is reborn to fecundate the earth's goddess. So that means fertility on the earth. A bit like the first one, but the first one is the blood that goes in a river that gives fertility. This is an animal sacrifice. So, yeah, I'm still gonna go even deeper into them, into all the cards actually, because that's a great deck. I know it's not for everybody, and a lot of people are saying that deck, but I just love it. It's not the right place to show cards here, but anyway, what's the next question about this? Your view on the tarot cool. Well, I remember struggling with them when I learned tarot, and I was in a tarot circle in London, and we used to give personalities like known people. Who's the Queen of Cups would go Diana, for example, Lady Diana, you know, and we'd give names, famous people's names, to the court cards to give us not only a personality trait, but also the essence of the card, right? So you can do this game, for example, if you meet, I don't know, look at your family, who's your dad, who's your mom, would it be the Queen of Cups or the Queen of Wands? Who are you? What's the best suited? And don't go with astrology, just through intuition, what would be the best? It could be physically, it could be, what you see in the card. And when you meet people, your teachers, your co-workers, Donald Trump, why not? Everybody talks about him today nowadays. So who is he? Is he a knight? Is he a king? Is he, wands? Is he swords? Is he a mix? Because he could be. Or is he a king reversed? I mean, by doing this, it really helps you get through that, ooh, who are these people? And then, is the tarot outdated, not needed? I don't understand this question. So I'm going to say well, it's not for me, obviously. If you look at my tarot cabinet, it's not updated. But what's funny is that the first tarot I ever bought was actually a self-published deck. That was in the 70s, yeah, 79 maybe I bought it. No, wait, 80, 1980 I think, or 79, 1980, around that. And it was a self-published deck. I didn't know. I don't know how somehow it went all the way from the United States to a small town in the French Alps, but it did. And I found it there, and that was my first deck. But I didn't know at the time it was an independent deck. It wasn't really talked about like it is now. And that's where I want to get to, is that we have all these big publishing house which, you know, sometimes they publish texts that are a bit different, but most of them I find are pretty, how can I say, pretty traditional, even if they modernize the, you know, the images a bit. But with the explosion there's been lately with independent deck, I don't think tarot will ever die. I mean, look at where we come from, the Visconti, Sforza, and then the Marseille, and then the oracles also started, especially in France. I mean, you know, and all the Lenormands and all these cards, and you know, it's been hundreds of years, and I think tarot won't die because there's so many reasons why we like our cards, and I don't think it's outdated. So I'm not sure I got the question right. Sometimes it gets lost in translation, but I think that's my opinion on it anyway. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you soon, guys. Bye bye.